Hi everyone, my name is Karandeep Singh and welcome to my today's webinar. The topic for today's webinar is the tourism industry after COVID pandemic, and let's start this webinar. Firstly, I'm going to talk about tourism industry, which is known as travel industry, and there is a famous quote by Gustave Flaubert that travel makes one modest, and you see what a tiny place you occupy in the world. And tourism industry is the one of the world largest industry, and the economies of many country depend on this industry. And also it includes of many industries like travel industry, transport industry, and hotel industry. And also there are many other sectors which are indulged in it. And there are many benefits of this industry to the people as well as the government of the country. And like it increase the GDP of the nation, and also the people get employment from this tourism industry. uh, let's talk about how COVID pandemic affected the tourism industry. I think tourism industry is the most affected industry by COVID pandemic, which has had an impact on the economies of different nation, livelihoods, public services, and opportunities across the globe. And also in this pandemic, many major event have been cancelled, like the UEFA Euro 2020 and the Olympic Games, which were going to held in 2020. Also, the people became jobless in this COVID pandemic, and like the people of different countries depend on this industry. And now we are going to talk about the phase of tourism industry after this health crisis. And in a post COVID-19 world, the traveler are aware of the need to travel to the destination that where they can maintain social distances. They prefer that locations uh, where they feel safe, and uh, where they can feel safe. They prefer that places. Also, like they need that type of tour operators which create uh, creative itineraries for them. Now we are going to talk about Indian tourism industry and how it is affected by COVID. Like India is my native country, and there are many places which are tourist attractive. And I didn't went to all the places in my home country, but I think I visited most of places like I went to Golden Temple many times, and I think it's that kind of place where I think the people of all the countries are come to pay obeisance to the god. And also in that city, the more than half of the population depend on this place. Like they get employment from this place, like the transportation system. uh, is very high with the help of this, and also there are thousands of shops around this place. uh, if I talk about Indian tourism, India is a well-known nation for its unique culture and traditions, and also it has a great historical background. And the Indian tourism is divided into three parts: international inbound tourism, domestic tourism, and outbound tourism. If I talk about the statistic uh, before the COVID pandemic of tourism industry, uh, I think 87.5 million jobs, which was created by tourism industry, and with a total 12.75% of total employment, and from it 194 billion rupees, which they contributed to the GDP of India. Moreover, uh, the sector recorded a 3.2 growth from 2018, and with 10.8 million foreign visitors arrived 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 in India in the 2018. I think, which was a great figure. Uh, in 2020, I think there was a sharp decline in the arrival of overseas tourists in India in 2020, and people lost their jobs, and even some didn't have food to eat in the health crisis, because in India there are many people who depend on this industry, and it is highly affected industry. I think it takes many years to recover this loss, and I think it's the need of the hour to measure the losses, so they can redesign the activities as like before the COVID. And from this, I think there is a huge revolution in tourism industry, like the hotels and restaurants should make and enhance their endurance plans and activities, and investigate cut down the expense virtualization combination that help to tap nearby market, and within norm that are appropriate, and noticing cleanliness in observing guests through checking, and offering us isolate administration in a joint effort with the clinical official. And after the COVID pandemic, the government of Canada started doing some work on tourism industry. Uh, they are making changes to attract visitor. So the more and more visitor pay visit to that tourist places, so they can make money from it. Now we are going to talk about the phase of Canadian tourism industry after COVID pandemic. I think Canada is a huge country. Canada tourism sector is the largest sector like other countries, and also it was not different It is also affected badly by COVID pandemic, and the tourism of Canada uh, is well known for its beautiful parks and historical sites. And according to tourism in Canada, the international and domestic tourism together contributed a 1% to the Canada's GDP and generated uh, 3,09,000 jobs uh, in the year 2012. And now, how Canada's government plan to support this sector? I think they are doing a very good job, and they are giving skill training to the people of Canada, so they can generate jobs, and if they work, they can generate more money for the country, which helps the economy of that country. And also there is a huge amount, like they invested 1.78 billion Canadian dollars to support the skill development and give skill training to the people. Moreover, the executive of Canada believes that the economy of their country will not bounce until when they will get improvement in the statistic of tourism industry, and they believe that they have to work for tourism industry so they can boost their other sectors. Lastly, uh, to conclude, I believe that the tourism industry of both the countries faced a big threat during COVID pandemic, and also it is clear from the data that before the pandemic of tourism industry of India more contributed in the GDP uh, of the country as compared to Canada, because the population of India is far higher uh, than Canada. So I think there is a huge difference uh, which India contributed to the GDP. Moreover, according to me, the authorities of Canada uh, doing much better than India, as they are taking more initiative as compared to Canada, and so they can recover their tourism industry. And it's the end of my webinar. And now I want to ask Balwinder Kaur if they have any questions regarding this webinar. She can ask.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gagandeep, for having me in your webinar.
No worries.
And the information that you shared with us is very useful for us.
Oh, thank you.
Uh, and I have a question from you.
Mhm.
Do you think the government should spend money in encouraging tourism in the countries, and
Uh,
why?
yes, I think so. The tourism industry is the most important industries in the world, and the government should invest money in it if they have historical backgrounds, if they have historical sites in their country, and the people visit uh, these places and spend some money, which help the economy of that particular country, which uh, these tourist attractive places are situated. So I think so. Moreover, if government invest some money on their historical places, and the children can get knowledge about their historical backgrounds from these historical places.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gagandeep.
Thank you, and thanks for joining to my webinar.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. And thanks to all for joining my webinar. And I'm very thankful to you that I appreciate your time which you gave uh, to see my webinar and to join my webinar. Thank you.